Has the Chicago real estate market softened like? Well, let's find out. This is How's the Market, Chicago edition, August 2021. Hello, Anant Deoras, AD with eXp Realty, and through my Leaving Chicago YouTube channel, I assist homeowners who are thinking of not only selling, but of course buying their next opportunity. And so in our August market update, which is going to be based off of July data, besides the mortgage rates and stats of the month, I'm going to be introducing and talking a really good leading indicator, which is the HPSI, that's the Home Purchase Sentiment Index. And of course, I'm going to explain what leading versus lagging indicators are. So let's get to it. So let's talk about leading versus lagging indicators. So your leading indicators, which I'm going to be talking about in a little bit, your under contract pendings and new listings are kind of the really good predictor of how things are going. They're real time versus your lagging are kind of like prices, which a lot of people want to know. You know, those sales prices may have originated 30 to 60 days before, and then of course closed in the month, which is reported, which is in July, which affects now August. Everything, July data is based on, August information is based on July. So that's kind of the difference. And one of the best leading indicators I want to talk about here is this Home Purchase Sentiment Index, HPSI, which is conducted every month by Fannie Mae. They interview 1,000 people. Now, they're across the US. They ask them 100 questions, which is part of the National Housing Survey. And of those 100, 6 key questions are derived. 2 big ones we want to talk about is whether it's good or bad to buy and good or bad to sell. So, the delta spread of good versus bad to buy is on the bad side, unfortunately. The biggest increase, it is negative 35%, 66% said it's bad, 28% said it's good, versus your selling is basically the reverse. We've seen, of course, all these great home prices, low inventory, so the sentiment has said that spread has been 55%, 75% on the good, and 25% on the bad. So those are really kind of two. And that kind of leading indicator is something we're probably going to be seeing at least for the next couple months as things catch up. But as I've said here, is they're softening now. This is more kind of on the national level, which does affect Chicago, but I'm going to be talking about Chicago numbers specifically and explain how, hey buyers, man, if you've been sitting on the sideline, you're that homeowner, I can sell your home, right? And we can find you that new home. Let's talk about some of those stats for Chicago. Chicago numbers. So median sales price year over year went up 11.7%. So we are now at 335K median. We always use median, folks. That takes out all the outliers versus the average. So that's median home sales. And as I've mentioned, that is a lagging indicator because, you know, those homes that have closed in July basically originated 30 to 45, even up to 60 days prior to July's data. So 335K for the median sales price. Our new listings were up 19%. And our under contract were up 32%. And both of those metrics are leading indicators versus the lagging. These are leading indicators happened in the month and are a good predictor of what's to come. So, you know, 335K versus what I'm seeing throughout the nation, talking to a lot of my colleagues, where they're 30 and 40 and 50, multiple offers still. And that's actually pretty good. Now, of course, that is median including all types of homes. Of course, there's $1 million homes and there's homes that are a lot less. So even though the sentiment is saying that, oh, you know, people are kind of retracting, this is probably right now the great time. You're more than likely in most of the neighborhoods not going to find the multiple offers. So your buyers, you know, get off the sidelines. If you've been on the sidelines, reach out to me. I can set you up on a home search. You can kind of see what is actually priced. And oh, by the way, remember, mortgage rates had a low. Basically, the most recent, every Thursday, Freddie Mac does release their their mortgage rates, and on the 5th, the most recent data was 2.77% was the 30-year, and of course the 15-year was less. And so that we're talking about rates that we haven't seen since the beginning of this year. So with those great interest rates, the home price is stabilizing, softening. Okay, it is softening based on what we've seen, and of course you also got to throw in seasonality, folks. In Chicago, seasonality is always going to affect home prices. And sellers, I wouldn't necessarily be getting nervous. There's still a lot of demand out there. I'm working with both sellers and buyers, and of course my site here is mainly leaving Chicago for home owners thinking of selling. So yes, a little bit of a softening, but the data right there is saying things are still remaining strong. We're going to see that as we go and slowly into the fourth quarter. So those are the stats. Thank you so much for watching my Chicago market update. How's the market for August 2021? What should you do, the homeowner, now? So of course, what you should be doing, depending on where you're at and what you are, for my home sellers, make sure you reach out. You can comment below, I can send you the link, I'm gonna have it pinned. Get and sign up for my market report. You can look at solds, actives, under contract, it's an activity report. Super simple to use. Sign up for it, name, email, and you can find out month over month as you're kind of considering putting your place in the market. And of course for my buyers, on my same site, livinginchicago.net, create an advanced search. You can get really granular on properties that you want to see, and you can actually see what is being listed. And of course, if you have any particular questions on a property, I'm more than happy to help. This has been, as I've mentioned, Chicago, how's the market in Chicago, the Chicago market update. I am Anant Deoras, AD, and what you should do is I've got a couple of videos there. Take a look at them, keep browsing on my site, subscribe to the channel, click that notification bell. I'm really happy to do these videos. My next video is going to actually be for my local community of Lakeview, market update for the Lakeview community. Have a great day, folks.